And I'm like, and I'm plugging his phone. And I'm like, can you just sit down?
Oh, wait a minute. And now we're going live. Hey, everybody. This is Anthony Bowman. Chasing Gazillions.
I got time for that. Can you stay focused with you?
I am. I just want to make sure for Chasing Gazillions is not the same as making millions. I'm coming to you live here on, what is it called? At
Late Night Whispers on his gorgeous radio. Oh my God.
With his founder.
And now sunshine. I'm gonna hurt you.
I know it's Janet.
This is almost
sunshine. Okay, fine. Government name. There you go. So I leave UVA and I return home and I begin real estate. I come back home. I immediately started working with first time who were receiving down payment assistance through the HVAC program. And I was doing that in Ward 7. And I was helping them, and then I ended up working with a non-energy development corporation, building homes in Ward 7 for those first-time home buyers. I just stayed in the industry. Okay. But you know, working with can be very challenging, particularly for new real estate professionals. First-time home, first home they've ever purchased. Exactly. It can be very, very intense. It's a lot.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, so I did that for several years myself. You know, I don't want to be in real estate anymore. Something else. Mm-hmm. And so I decided I would go back to law school and I became a settlement attorney. Okay. But I wanted to do settlements. I wanted to get off the front line.
You do it at the end.
Yes. Yes. And so I went back to law school, and for 2 years I had a settlement doing settlements. Closings.
Right, closings.
Closings, that's right. But during that, well, it might be the big money. But you know what else it is?
What?
A lot of work getting ready for those settlements.
And that paperwork.
A ton of paperwork.
When you do, I literally think from the signatures and the where you just say it is 100 and some times you sign an initial.
Easily. So I did that for 2 years, and I realized that, you know what? For back office work, I need to be out front. I need the energy with clients, serving as a fiduciary, being responsible for the entire process. And so I left that firm and I joined a commercial real estate brand associates. It was a downtown commercial firm here in Washington, D.C., where I represented office leasing here in D.C. and Maryland and government leasing. That's how I got into the commercial industry. And I've been doing, and I was doing that for a while, for a long while, in fact, up until about 2000. You know, I've been through what we're going through now. There was a shift in the market. Mm-hmm. I had gotten married.
I saw that. And then you got 2 kids.
That's right, but they're not children anymore.
No, they're big people.
They are big people. But in 2000, she was only 2 years old, and it was raining in the marketplace. You all who are entrepreneurs in real estate out there, you know when it's raining. This is not necessarily, it wasn't a rough time. And so I went into the government services administration, where I served as a contracting officer and starting in 2000, where I was representing large agencies, representing them in their office leasing needs around. So I got a chance to work on some very large assignments. And that's one of your listeners. If you are considering a career, a place where you can learn and get a lot of experience, good a government job. As a government contracting officer, I was working on leasing assignments for agencies for 400,000 individually on my own, from beginning to end, signing for those. And only in the government, in the federal government, are you able, as an individual, well, you could work on of that size. And so you get a lot of hands-on experience. So if someone is out there in the private sector, you're saying, yeah, the government, I don't want to work for the government. You in the government. And you get steady hours. And you get that good government every 2 weeks.
And the benefits.
There are health benefits. They send you to training. In fact, in the commercial industry, this designation one can earn in the commercial arena is Certified Commercial Investment Designation, or CCIM. I covered it. Designation one can earn after a series of courses and comprehensive exams and a lot of actual experience demonstrated through your work experience. And I was able to, over the course of 5 years while I was in it, I would take my one, because these courses are offered over a course of a week. And most real estate professionals to leave their business for 1 week exam and do that for 7 courses and then take a comprehensive exam.
Right.
At the time while they're running their business. The government allowed me to do that, and I became a and it's been a wonderful destination.
Now I know a few years ago, I'm gonna say a little bit longer, I ran into you someplace in the Southeast, and we somehow met. I think you was already there, and I couldn't remember whether the people were trying to be put out or you was, I'm not saying you per se, but somebody was trying to take over the house. I came to look at the house because I was interested in, but then it would leave. Do you recall that?
I thought we had called you because I think
right, clean. That's what
clean out.
Okay.
We were evicting a tenant property, and yes, as an attorney, yes, so doing some LNC work.
Okay.
And so it represented a client was able to get a tenant who was not a good tenant, was not regulations of their lease, and we were forced to get relief, and we did. And I remember calling your company. So many people, because there was so much stuff in the property.
Yeah, you can see it from the
That's right. And we needed so many people and a truck, and like 2 trucks, and yes, and that's what we on that. I think it was off of 99 First Avenue, maybe it was.
And then I saw your big one, Bladensburg Road, right there by Mount Hort Church.
Mount Hort.
About your business or what? I was like, does that happen? Then you was on Rhode Island Avenue on the Maryland side across from your basket.
Yes, that's it.
So another. I was like, I'm so sick of seeing him. Please.
Well, let me just say this for the audience. You a lot of signs up with the anti-bullying group. Mm-hmm. And we are an affiliate of as a real estate brokerage firm. But I don't want your audience to think because that I'm in the sign business. My signs are up because my team here in the DC, Maryland area, we move and successfully sell a lot of properties, and we do it faster and than your average real estate professionals. So that's why you see our signs up, because we do a lot of things differently than your average real estate professional here in town with the selling selling of your property, what could work with you on the buy side?
Well, much of my business, but my mom has kind of went back and forth getting houses and the process. I do want to ask a question. I do have a lot of listeners that have disabilities. That Mrs. Bowser came back out with the housing assistance again. Now I can recall I was, and I think every 4 years, if you buy a house, as long as you can sell the house within the year, apply for that program. So can you elaborate a little bit about the first assistance program? Let people know how to get into it. Info, because I'm always interested in that first time home buyers program.
Well, the AO, you would think by this point would not be a secret, but it is a certain communities in our city. There are in our city who are unaware and don't take advantage of programs that are available to them. What you're referring to right now, the funded home purchase assistance program, HVAC, is now to district residents who are buying a home in the district of upwards of $202,000. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
$202,000 to help them to win and closing costs on the purchase of a home in the district. You are also,
and isn't it in Maryland too? There
is a similar program, but not compared to the district. So the district is for the district. Now, if you are also an employee, there's another 20 grand on top of that.
Are y'all listening?
For all of you all who are out here working for the DC government, right now could be applying for and receiving upwards of $222,000 towards the purchase of a home. Now here's the thing. I don't want to give you the whole bait and switch. I don't want you to just come in here counseling agencies. There's one at MLK in the 13th Street Bridge, DHCD, that's there. Housing counseling agencies like the Development Corporation, University Legal Services. Okay, just to name 4.
Okay, that's a whole lot.
Right. But the point, and you see, so you can go here to these agencies and apply. Here, I heard that I could get $222,000 to help me buy a house too, and it's based on your income.
Exactly.
But here's what I've always said, when you apply for the money, there are qualifications. You need to be a district resident. You don't have to be just be living in DC. You have to be working. You say, well, there are people in agencies that can help you work with credit. You say, well,
yes, you do.
It's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
Okay. And then you say, well, now they want me to go to how to build a home. And that class is 6 weeks. Now I got to wait 6 more weeks. In the end, what I say to my clients who think that these barriers to them buying a home, I say to them this: do you have your family who's going to give to you 50, 60, 80, 100,000 to buy a house?
Right.
And if you have to wait a year,
it takes not cut you off, but I know it takes time. I went through the first program. I want to say they gave me a little bit more because I was disabled. Yes, back and back. Yes, had to bring several extra pieces of paper. It took, but it was worth it. Why? Because one, now you have all yours. Now I'm gonna teach you real quickly. When you get that house, you have already on that house. So let's just say you buy a house for $10,000. Let's just use, when you sign on that dotted line, you have probably made something around a couple of thousand. Now, let's just say you driving one day and oh my God, I gotta get something wrong with my car. Is it in your credit card? You can add that on the end of your house. Why? What is the house is 2 point something?
Well, right now the interest rate is a little higher. It's about 7%. But you're right to your point. There's equity in your home that can.
A lot of things.
Yes, and you only can build equity when you own the home. Mm. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a renter. Renting is appropriate in a lot of cases in one's life.
But you also got to think about it too. You kicking out $2,000 house, paying about the little bit about the same amount.
That's right. Now here's the thing. I have clients who I want to live here where 800,000, $1 million. I want to live in this neighborhood. I want to live on I want to live on 60. And they say if I am unable to afford a home there, just rent in an apartment here, that I don't want to live for. Now, first of all, I grew up in Deanwood. Yes, I grew up in Deanwood, 2 blocks from the Deanwood Metro Station.
Oh, wow.
My family is the church. The family church is the Antioch Baptist Church of Deanwood. I went to school. I went to Carver. I went to King Bowl, but Carver was there with the idea of public charter school. The point is that Deanwood community to the Deanwood Metro Station, the Minnesota Avenue Metro Station, the Benning Road Metro Station, has easy access to 295 north and south, Route 52 and Fort Lincoln and New York Avenue to downtown DC, 295 south down to the Hall Stadium, the Sox Stadium, and ultimately down to the MGM.
It was different than it is now.
Certainly, but those arteries and the quality you enjoy then and now in Deanwood is what homes in those communities worthwhile. There are now bike trails around the city that run all along Kenilworth Avenue and up to Maryland Park. These are quality of life areas that you can obtain in a neighborhood like Deanwood as your come on clients all the time. Your first home doesn't have to be your last home.
Exactly.
So
it builds your credit. You get so much. Once people see that you have a house, oh, your cards coming here and there. Then when people have a house, it's just so much. I don't even know how to explain it to you, but one of these days, y'all will get it.
Well, and here at the Anthony Bowling Group, we are happy and excited to whether you are selling a property, it's commercial, residential, you are your first home to buy here in Maryland or DC. We are happy to source to you. Our tagline is, our leverage are going to save you time and make you money. We want to be here. We think everyone should be in a homeownership. You know, just today I finished a conference. I was recently appointed by Mayor to the Board of Real Estate Appraisers, and as a broker representative. And so they just had their annual conference here, just finished it. And one of the big issues, areas that were being discussed nationally, is this issue of buying. You haven't heard about it. Right now, a lot of us have experienced racism, bias. We see it, we feel it, we don't know what to do. Now, patently clear that there are some bad appraisals out there that are giving lower values to homes of people of color, Mexican, you know, white Caucasian brothers and sisters. It's real, it's happening. I want you to know. I guess, we with representatives from the state level, and they are working to put in place the kind of tools and education to attack and eliminate these barriers to more appraisers of greater diversity. Did you know that 98% of all appraisers in the country are white men? That the average age of those white men are 50 to 60. And so there is now a big push to get more of diversity into the appraisal industry. That industry itself is working diligently to bring in Black Hispanics, others into the industry so that it is more reflective and we can work to eliminate this bias that we all suffer with some level of bias, but particularly here in the appraisal industry, who are out there thinking about careers in real estate. That yes, you could be a real estate professional, sales, leasing, but there's also an opportunity now to get into appraiser. And if you're interested, you can contact me.
No, you haven't.
You can reach the Anthony Bowling Group at 2409-6979. That's 240-3979. You can reach us online at Anthony at Bowling Group. That's BOLLING G. We're on Facebook at Anthony Bowling and Facebook and LinkedIn and on YouTube. Anthony Bowling. Yes.
I got a message for that. Oh my goodness. So now, since you are in the know, why don't you think about starting? Think about that. Where you start a program to teach people to be, and you still can get a little cut off that. Okay.
Well, thank you for the invitation. In fact, I am on a committee now that we are in fact moving towards do practicum, and we are working now. The Real Estate Commission and all are actively contact some of our local universities, Howard University. We might build a program that's going to serve as a pipe for individuals to come into the appraisal industry. And you want to be on the lookout 2023.
I'll interview you because they have, it just amazes me, Virginia, almost all the colleges in the metropolitan area teaching you how to grow marijuana. So why can't we be creating things that us as Black people, I think, are bred in business I did like that.
Yes.
But we don't touch it. And I'm gonna give you a little breakdown. A guy sells drugs and where? How much you're supposed to get for every? And I'm not a drug person, but the pack. Things that make you wonder.
No doubt, there's an entrepreneurial spirit in all of us, and how it manifests, like you described, it comes out in different ways, and those skills that described could be easily transferred into some other business opportunity. You know, but what's needed here in this area is, and it's along the line, but different. I'm not here to talk about it, and I hear what it's out there about another mentor program. Yes, we do need mentorship, but to come at it just I have a personal belief that having a big why in your life as that drives you, you know, these why are you doing this? For your children, for your mother, for your aunt, for your grandmother. What you also need to be successful in this world is a who. You need someone in your life to whom you will submit yourself to their wisdom and guidance, with that person cares and is vested in your success, but not more than you, enough that they will hold you accountable for what's required to be successful. What comes as keeper? What we need here now in this world right now is more to submit themselves to someone who knows more. That you're going to submit yourself to and say, if this person says I need to do 1, 2, 3, I'm going to stop saying, well, I'm going to do my own thing. It don't take all that. It does take all of that and more. But we need others to help us. But you need to be willing to submit yourself to your wisdom. I've been doing real estate 36 years. I don't know everything, but I know all the way from getting any answer that I don't know. If you come to me and you say you want to be great, but when I tell you, okay, you need to take this class, don't do that. I just want to sell houses. I just want to buy and flip houses and make money. I say, well, here's the pathway for you to achieving that. You say, well, that's the old way. I want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. And we're not saying you're not going to do it your way. I'm just saying when you work with others, like a coach, the curve should be cut down. It should not take you to get where I am as a real estate professional. You should be able to achieve the level of success I have now in a third of that time, but not overnight. You can't be where I am, state professional, tomorrow. But again, with my help and my guidance and my support, you want to buy a house. You're thinking, hey, I don't want to rent anymore. I want to buy a house. There's the internet. You eventually will get there. But you should get there as a real estate professional. They're not. And it's the thing. It doesn't cost you to work with a real estate professional. Did you know that all the work they do, they're helping you find properties, helping you evaluate and write your offer. They do all that and they don't get paid and earn a commission until closing. If you never go to closing, they never get paid. I recently in this market that was crazy, and they were pre-qualified, well qualified. We had a house to sell, and then we finally found them a house that worked for them, that met their family needs. Them 31 houses before we found success to get the house for them.
So you did it on contingency of them selling?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a great point. We put market because we did not want, because the market 6 months ago was so high. You said to a seller, I need to wait until I sell my house. They weren't accepting your offers. The market was so high. So my sold their house, moved into a rental, then we found their right house. And again, I saw you over there say, persons who say they want to achieve a certain goal, to do all that is required to achieve their success. When you see, and you call them and talk to them, they will tell you, I'm the best real estate. It works.
Doubting that. But that's just how my mom, I guess we're on the third, we just bought another house. Do it on contingency of selling. Now here it's kind of cool. So this is the time to do it where you ain't got to really worry about it, because you're still buying houses, but maybe not as fast because you got the Thanksgiving, and because this is the time. This is my time. This is my time when I'm always looking. I start around the end of the summer right now because I'm ready to move, and I need to get a little place a little bit better for my mom. We're looking now and on contingency of selling the house that we have now, because I'll end up with her house. And it just works out better that way. I don't want to have to live in, because that's going to be too special, because I got a 93-year-old mom. I'm not doing that.
No, and I hear you. All of our clients, what you are saying is important. And that is to have a client who is crystal clear for success. And that they understand exactly what they need for circumstance. They know what they're looking for. They know what they need. They know what they can do, going to do. They know what they're not willing to entertain. And so in that is property to sell, and you're looking for another property. When you find it, but you haven't sold yours, you want to say it's contingent on the first house is at least on the market.
Right. And then also too, now I always have a second backup plan. So again, my mom is, once I find a house that's going to work for her, because she needs a little bit more space to get around. And let's just say the people say, okay, we're doing continue for a period of time. Let's just say that's 2 weeks. And then now we're getting towards that end. If the people say, okay, I can come behind and say, okay, we already have a loan in progress. All we have to do work and get the money. So we can still move forward without us losing the house. So, and I'm gonna just throw this out there. I'm working. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not gonna talk about them, but I'm just saying. I'm working with
a real estate professional.
Right. And they let a house, the first time we saw the house, off one. Okay, so we sitting here waiting, la 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 la. I'm slowly getting my mom's house to pay. Thing dropped. People who were trying to buy a house, they wanted too much. Okay, now put it on contingency that we'll sell our house. Let them know there's a backup plan. Somebody else got that. I thought you put the house. I thought you had told these people weeks ago. And I'm mad because the one thing that I liked about this house was each room could be cold at the same time. They got this new, and a lot of other houses don't have that, but for my mom, that would be perfect. She can be and it can be 90 degrees hot. I can be beside the living room and it's cold. Then when she comes out of that room and goes to the next room, we can. My mom was always
sort of zone.
Yeah, and I really like that. And again, rooms were wider, the hall was wider, because, she's got that big, but, and I'm really upset with the people that I've been dealing with for a long time. I'm kind of wishy-washy. Well, I don't really want to deal with nobody. Let me buy my house. Let me look over some help. So I'm not going to say, oh, okay, red fade and all that's good, but I'm really going too much anymore. Maybe not you, but yeah, because y'all let a house go that, yeah, in my feelings.
All that. And it's true, actually, that the next real estate professional needs to understand and needs to know success, what it looks like to you. And also, the difference, you were telling the story, I was thinking about, in terms of success and how our team would approach it. What you were describing is the difference between, and if I use your word, a functionary, we find, is a talent. They have talent, but they are limited, only do what they are told to do. So, as I've listened to you tell about the story, it sounded like that agent perhaps to be told to move on that property and
I was telling, and I'm a little weird. I don't only want to work with one person, but then you got somebody else calling me, and then you got somebody else. Well, why can't I just deal with one person? If you know, just throw my disability in it. I don't have a problem with anybody knowing about most of you all know. So let me work with that one person. Don't be sending me no random people. I don't know you because my craziness. Them other people don't know how I am, and then they may be out and what's going on? Well, if you had left me with you already knew that I had some crazy. And yeah,
you know what? Meeting the expectations of clients, even you feel 100% responsible to fulfill. You're absolutely right. Any sort of uniqueness in a client, you're going to encounter issue, and that can happen, particularly when you're working on teams, because we want to try to meet our clients, but we can't be everywhere and everything.
And I understand that too. So, okay, because we're coming down to this close. Not yet, though. Not yet. Still got about 10 more minutes. But okay, tell us something that would make us say, well, maybe I will call you.
Oh, okay.
And do you work with people with disabilities? Two things.
Okay, two things. It's something that would make you want to. How about this? Last Monday, October 10th, I celebrated 30 years of marriage to my wife.
I saw that on Facebook.
You saw that on Facebook.
I would get invited.
There you go. and here's what's special about Melinda, my wife. I told her she's from Virginia. In '84, we went to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. During that week, we played and won. But during that week, they had a signed woman to each of the ball players to take you around as like the Peach Bowl host was down in Atlanta. That's right, and that's right. And you didn't have to spend it to give you went out. Whenever you were on the practice field, your Peach Bowl host was right there.
Give me some info. Check it out.
And so after that week, now for me, my Peach Bowl hostess had impressed me so myself as a junior in college. I said, if I could just graduate and get myself a job, here is a woman who knows on the most important person there is. Yeah. Me. I knew it. Asset. And so I just have been holding, and Melinda was my Bowl hostess at the Peach Bowl in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
And we've been together and 30 years. And she is the mother of our 2 children. Eliza is 23 and a graduate of Xavier University. And she just began a new federal job working for the CDC. And my son, Absalom, Jr., down at the University of Memphis. And you about his family. Because if you're considering working with me, that's both my why and my who. Family.
Mm-hmm.
It's God, family. No, God, family, friends, then business.
Oh, friends. Okay, I like that.
So you need to know that, yes, that's his priority. And I've been doing it long enough now that I'm not motivated and influenced or threatened saying, well, I need you to do this, that, or the other, no matter how unrealistic, just because you think I'm going to miss out on commission. This is so much more mature and seasoned that we can provide clients and what's best for the client, given our services. So that's what you want to be considering when you're thinking about joining us. That, yes, been doing it at a high level for a long period of time as evidence of success. He has a solid family, and without our challenges and crazy, for the most part, we are right.
Okay.
Right. So that's what you wanted. That's what you want to know. Yes, we choose. We have other specialties, but you know, I tell all my clients during our first requirements meeting, just an hour, we're going to talk about your needs, your requirements, understand what success looks like for you during that first meeting. No, at some property that you saw and you said, I want you to buy. No, I need to understand where you are. Do you have your finance partner in place? Do you want to buy a house? What is important to you about buying a house in this area? So we initial requirements meeting, 30 to 60 minutes, the needs. We might have to do it a second time. That's what we want to find out. And that's how we get going. That's who we are.
Okay. I know a lot of people that watch me or follow me, they have disabilities,
Yes.
challenging.
Yeah.
I'm sure for them that you may not do as for other people.
Well, their disability, and I mean, we're going to start with Zoom calls. One, we going to meet you where you are. So if we can meet you at home, make accommodations on Zoom call. Once we understand the nature of your disability, we'll have resources that support you, whether it's through our relationships with the Office of Aging, government regulatory body like DCRA, leverage them to help us ensure that this particular real estate meets your needs.
Gotcha.
You see? So if we see a ramp at a property for easier access to the in and out of sure that DCRA, this ramp meets ADA requirements and that you're going to be ADA compliant. We understand the ADA rules and how you and whether or not you will need any accommodation in this particular property. So we're mindful. We're aware. Not everything, but we're
now. Let everybody know your name, the spelling, So everybody make sure they have all your info.
All right. So everyone, I'm Bowling. I'm an associate broker and principal of the Anthony Bull Service commercial and residential brokerage, providing our here in Washington, D.C. and Maryland, particularly Prince George's County, Maryland, with a wide range of property types from multifamily, retail, and office leasing, and residential. We represent buyers and sellers. You can reach us on 40-339-6979. That's 339-6979. Or by email, anthonybowlinggroup.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't know if we have a TikTok account, but
All right.
It has been a pleasure being here.
I thought I was supposed to say that.
Well, you go on. Do your thing. I want you exciting being here tonight. On It's Gorgeous Radio on Late Night Whispers with Sunshine.
I first wanted to plug in Toys for Tots Strikes November the 11th from 3 to 7. It's going to be a mingle.